I hope you know by now that this segment is called Let Me Introduce You To. Well, here's a guy that has been on all the network shows, all the cable shows around the world. He's an author. He's a president's professor. He's Randy Cerveny from ASU. But I'm not introducing you to him because you already know him. We're both introducing you to what I lovingly called really crazy weather. Randy, every single time that anything nutty happens in this community or the state of Arizona, when it comes to weather, we call upon you, and we're doing it again. Last Tuesday, I walked out of a supermarket and my little car was covered with ice. I thought I was in Mankato, Minnesota. What happened?
Well, if this had happened back east, you would be hearing for the last week solid the Polar Vortex. Because what happened is normally when they get a spate of cold weather, it's over on the East Coast. We finally, after several years, got it in Trump's right down over top of us. The Polar Vortex broke right over top of us, and we were filled with incredible cold weather here.
I've been here for 117 years, and I don't remember within a matter of minutes the streets being sleet-filled. How unusual is that polar vortex in Phoenix?
Very rare, very rare. We get that maybe once a decade or so of that kind of magnitude. I remember, and I'm as old as you here in terms of being here in Phoenix. I remember it was like back in '87 or something. We did get snow in Scottsdale. That was one of the really big ones that we've had prior to the one that we just had this last week.
And everybody in my business started every broadcast with breaking news. I mean, we're really not used to that. By the way, in the long run, is it good or bad for the Valley to have those kinds of extremes?
Well, in this particular case, incredibly good, because what happened is that polar vortex tapped into something that we call an atmospheric river, a literal flood of water that was coming up from the tropics. And when those two things met, we got exploded with nice rain and snow all over Arizona. So our drought situation now should be a whole lot better than it was just a week ago.
You'll have to excuse me. Polar Vortex sounds like a Russian wrestler. And before this, we blamed everything on El Nino. Is that still around?
That is still around. And right now, it's in a phase that normally would make us really dry. We're in what's called the La Nina phase. But sometimes Mother Nature just decides to flip the coins a little bit. In this particular case, luckily for us, it flipped, and this is going to last still another half a week or so. We had a storm that's going to come in right this weekend, and we're going to have another one coming in the first part of next weekend.
Listen, Randy, my wife Duffy said, ask Randy, please, if this has anything to do with how hot it's going to be this coming summer.
I can fortunately tell you it has absolutely no relation. What's going on right now will not impact what's going to happen in the summertime at all, unfortunately.
And so, why don't we wrap this up by you telling us what is going to happen this coming summer in Phoenix, Arizona?
Well, as you can tell from some of our past forecasts, we're not very good at that. But we should not be as bad as we were this last summer. I mean, we set so many records in terms of high temperatures this summer that I'm thinking we can't have that kind of a repeat. The Mother Nature just shouldn't allow that kind of thing. So I am actually anticipating a more normal summer where we're going to have a fair number of temperatures above 115, but not anything like we had this last summer.
And you know who said that? The President's Professor Randy Cerveny. I'm Pat McMahon, and I've introduced you to Polar Vortex.